Have you ever felt completely drained, constantly explaining yourself? Explaining why you said something, why you did something, or why you chose a path that others didn't understand? You talk, you justify, you defend, and yet somehow no one truly listens. No one truly sees the real you. And deep down, you start wondering, why am I even trying so hard to make everyone else understand me? Here's the truth. The moment you stop explaining yourself, the moment you stop seeking approval, your life begins to shift in ways you never thought possible. Suddenly, your energy isn't wasted on convincing anyone else. Your focus sharpens, your confidence grows. People either accept you or they don't, but you no longer need their permission to live fully. This is the freedom so many chase, but few ever claim. Today, I'm going to show you why giving constant explanations is silently holding you back, and how letting go of this need can unlock your true potential, your peace, and a life that finally feels completely yours. Get ready, because your transformation could start right now. Think about it. How many times have you apologized for something that wasn't even your fault? How often have you found yourself explaining a choice, defending a feeling, or justifying a decision to someone who will never truly understand? You know the feeling, that pit in your stomach, the weight on your chest, the endless mental replay of conversations where you over-explained, over-justified, and over-apologized. Society tells us this is normal, that if we don't explain ourselves, we're rude, selfish, or careless. But the truth is, it's draining you. Every unnecessary explanation, every forced justification slowly steals your energy. It chips away at your confidence, it limits your freedom, and it quietly robs you of your peace of mind. Visual, split screen of someone exhausted, frowning at phone messages, and someone else calm, smiling, walking outside in sunlight. When you spend your time defending yourself, you're giving your power away. You're letting someone else's opinions, judgments, or misunderstandings dictate how you feel about your own life. And the world notices. It notices your hesitation, your doubt, your need to explain. It takes more than it should, and it gives back very little. Your time, your energy, your focus, these are priceless. And when you constantly hand them over to justify your life to others, you're living on someone else's terms, not your own. But here's the reality. You don't need anyone's permission to live. You don't owe anyone an explanation for following your path. And the moment you realize this, that's the moment you start reclaiming your energy, your confidence, and your freedom. That's the moment your life begins to change. Why do we feel this constant pressure to explain ourselves? The answer goes deeper than most of us realize. From childhood, we're taught to seek approval, to fear judgment, to fit in no matter the cost. We're conditioned to be people pleasers, constantly adjusting our words, our actions, even our dreams, just to make others comfortable. And over time, this habit becomes automatic. We explain, justify, and defend before we even think. But here's the truth. The need to constantly seek validation is holding you back. Every explanation is a subtle surrender of your energy, a quiet handover of your power. The moment you stop seeking approval, the moment you stop defending every choice, you begin reclaiming your life. Suddenly the weight lifts. You're free to make decisions without needing permission. You're free to pursue your goals, speak your truth, and live unapologetically. No one else needs to understand your journey. No one else needs to validate your path. You are allowed, you are empowered to live life on your own terms. boldly, confidently, and without regret. And the day you embrace this freedom, your life begins to transform in ways you never thought possible. Every time you feel the need to explain yourself, every time you justify a choice, a feeling, or a decision, you're paying a price. Not just a small price, but a real one. Your energy, your confidence, your peace of mind. It's subtle, almost invisible, but over time, it adds up. Constantly explaining yourself can make you feel smaller, less powerful, even invisible. You might be talking, sharing, defending, but are people really hearing you? Or are they just waiting for their turn to judge, criticize, or respond? Think about it. How many times have you replayed a conversation, wishing you'd said less, or nothing at all? That exhaustion, that mental weight, is the cost of giving too much of yourself to people who aren't ready or willing to understand. And the more you explain, the more you give away pieces of your power. Your confidence diminishes, your focus wavers, and that sense of calm, that inner peace you crave, slowly slips further away. This constant cycle keeps you trapped in a world where your value is determined by what you explain, what you justify, and what others perceive, rather than who you truly are. But here's the truth. Your value isn't in your explanations. Your worth isn't measured by others' approval. And the moment you stop feeding this cycle, you break free. You reclaim your energy, your voice, and your power. You start living life on your own terms. But here's the moment when everything begins to change. The moment you stop explaining yourself. The moment you stop justifying your choices, defending your actions, or seeking approval from people who don't even understand your journey. That's when your energy shifts. Suddenly, words you once wasted trying to convince others are now reserved for your dreams, your goals, your growth. Every explanation you no longer give becomes space you reclaim for yourself, for your vision, for your life. When you stop explaining, you start living. People will either accept you or they won't. And that's okay, because the truth is, their opinion doesn't define your worth. Their judgment doesn't determine your path. Your life is no longer measured by how much you can please others. It's measured by how fully you can live your purpose. And there's a kind of freedom in that, a freedom that feels electric, alive, unstoppable. This is where true power begins, not in trying to convince anyone, not in over-justifying, not in defending your every move, but in trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, trusting your choices, trusting that you are enough, that your vision is enough, and that your life is yours to lead. The people who truly matter will align with you naturally. The rest, they fade away, and that's how it should be. The moment you stop explaining yourself, that's the moment you step into power. And once you feel it, there's no turning back. Your focus sharpens, your confidence skyrockets, and your life starts moving in a direction you were always meant to go. Think about the people you admire the most, the ones who inspire you, who seem unstoppable. Did they spend their lives explaining every choice to everyone around them? Did they justify their dreams or defend their decisions to those who doubted them? No, they didn't. They trusted themselves. They trusted their instincts. They acted even when no one understood. They moved forward unapologetically, fueled by vision, not validation. Steve Jobs didn't justify every decision he made about Apple. Oprah didn't spend her life explaining why she followed her calling in media. Elon Musk didn't defend every bold move to skeptics. They focused on their purpose, and in doing so, they created impact, influence, and freedom. The day they stopped explaining themselves, the day they fully trusted their own judgment, that was the day their lives truly changed. Visual, someone stepping into a new city, smiling confidently, ignoring criticism, working late on a project passionately. And here's the powerful truth. The more you stop explaining, the more clarity you gain. Decisions no longer feel heavy or confusing. Your focus sharpens. Your confidence grows naturally, like a muscle you've been training in silence. Your peace becomes untouchable because it's no longer dependent on anyone else's understanding. Every moment you spend defending yourself fades away, leaving room for growth, joy, and purpose. The more you trust your path, the freer you feel, the more unstoppable you become. And that, right there, is the secret that successful people have been living by all along. So, how do you finally stop explaining yourself and start living on your own terms? It's simpler than you think, but it takes practice. Here are 3 powerful steps to help you reclaim your energy, your focus, and your freedom. Step 1. Recognize the habit. The first step is awareness. Every time you feel the urge to justify, defend, or explain your actions, stop. Pause and notice it. Pay attention to those moments when you're seeking approval or trying to make someone understand your choices. Awareness is the spark that starts the transformation. Once you see it clearly, you can begin to control it instead of letting it control you. Step 2, pause and breathe. Before you respond or explain yourself, take a deep breath. Ask yourself a simple question. Does this really need an explanation? Most of the time, the answer is no. Not every comment, question, or opinion deserves your energy. Pausing gives you control. It gives you the power to choose silence over unnecessary justification. And silence is stronger than any explanation. Step 3, trust yourself. This is the most important step. Believe in your decisions, trust your instincts, own your choices fully. Your life belongs to you, not anyone else. When you trust yourself, the need to explain fades naturally. Confidence grows, clarity becomes sharper, and your inner peace strengthens every day. It won't happen overnight, and you will stumble, but that's okay. Every time you practice these steps, you reclaim a little more freedom, a little more power, and a little more of the life you were meant to live. And over time, that freedom becomes unstoppable. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing something incredible. You no longer feel the need to explain yourself. Your mornings are calm. Your mind isn't racing, trying to justify your choices. Your energy is pure, focused, unshakable. You walk through your day with a quiet confidence, fully present, fully in control. People may still judge you. They may still misunderstand you. They may even criticize. But it doesn't touch you anymore. It bounces off, powerless, because your life isn't theirs to control. Your life is yours, and for the first time, you are free. Freedom feels different. It feels light, like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders. It feels powerful, like standing tall on a mountain peak, looking out at endless possibilities. It feels like finally breathing deeply after holding your breath for years. That sense of release, of inner peace, is intoxicating. It's a quiet power that changes how you move through the world. And once you experience it, you'll never want to go back. The day you stop explaining yourself is the day you truly begin to live, to shine, and to step fully into your own unstoppable life. When you stop explaining yourself, you start gaining things you can't put a price on. The first is clarity of purpose. Suddenly, your decisions become simpler. You no longer waste mental energy trying to justify every step. You know what matters, you know what doesn't, and your focus sharpens like a laser. Every action you take aligns with your goals, and every choice feels intentional. Next, you gain confidence without validation. You no longer need a stamp of approval from anyone to feel worthy. Your self-assurance comes from within, unshakable and constant. It's the kind of confidence that lets you walk into any room and own it without saying a word. People notice it, they respond to it, and the best part, you didn't have to explain yourself to get there. You also gain energy for what truly matters. The hours you used to spend defending your choices, justifying your feelings, or calming judgmental eyes are now yours. You can invest that energy in your dreams, your passions, and the people who genuinely care. And finally, you gain inner peace that no one can steal. Criticism, misunderstanding, or negativity bounce off you because your value no longer depends on external validation. Visuals: person walking confidently through a park, smiling, journal in hand, sun shining down. When you stop explaining yourself, you become magnetic, not because you're seeking attention or approval, but because you radiate authenticity. People are drawn to that energy, to that freedom, to that unwavering sense of self. And once you experience it, there's no going back. Your life, your energy, your power is finally yours. Now, some of you might be thinking, but won't people think I'm rude? Won't they judge me if I don't explain myself? And the truth is, yes, some will. Some people will misunderstand you, criticize you, or even call you selfish. And that's okay. Freedom isn't about pleasing everyone. Freedom is about pleasing yourself first. It's about living on your own terms, without allowing someone else's opinion to dictate your worth or your actions. Here's something powerful to remember. Other people's judgments are never about you. They are always about them, their insecurities, their expectations, their need to control or understand what they can't. The moment you realize this, the moment you fully grasp it, is the moment you stop being trapped. You stop giving your energy to people who will never understand, and you start giving your energy to yourself, your goals, your dreams. Visual: person confidently ignoring negative comments, laughing with friends, journaling with focus, walking into sunlight. Explaining yourself is optional. Living authentically is mandatory. You don't owe anyone a justification for choosing your path, following your intuition, or prioritizing your life. You get to decide how you spend your energy, and you get to protect it fiercely. The day you embrace this truth, that's the day your life shifts. Your confidence skyrockets. Your focus sharpens. Your peace becomes untouchable. And suddenly, the world stops controlling you, and you start controlling your own life. Remember, the people who matter will respect your authenticity. The rest, their opinions are noise. And the sooner you accept this, the sooner you'll experience freedom in its purest, most powerful form. So, today, right now, make a choice. The next time someone questions your decisions, challenges your path, or doubts your choices, pause. Take a deep breath and do something revolutionary. Don't explain yourself. Don't justify. Don't defend. Don't apologize. Simply live. Simply move forward with quiet confidence and unwavering focus. Watch as your energy shifts. Watch as your mind clears. Watch as your life starts aligning with the person you were always meant to be. The day you stop explaining yourself is the day your life truly begins. Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. Because when you stop giving your power away to people who will never understand, your energy becomes unstoppable. Your focus becomes razor sharp. Your confidence becomes unshakable. And your peace, your inner peace, becomes untouchable. Visuals: person walking toward a sunrise, opening a journal, smiling freely, a city skyline in the background. Remember this: Freedom isn't asking for permission. Freedom isn't bending to fit someone else's expectations. Freedom is living your truth unapologetically. It's choosing your path, your priorities, and your happiness without needing anyone's approval. And once you experience that kind of freedom, nothing, no opinion, no criticism, no misunderstanding can hold you back. Your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. So take that step today. Own your choices, trust yourself, live fully. And if you're ready to stop explaining yourself and take back your life, like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and comment below. Your journey toward freedom, your journey toward unstoppable confidence starts right now.